This is a standalone part in an ongoing series analyzing every aspect of Persona 4 Golden. If you enjoy the thorough research and analysis you're about to see, I ask you leave a like and a comment or financially support me on Patreon where you can get plenty of behind the scenes things or through my Twitch channel and PayPal. Let's begin. It should be reiterated that in Persona, the persona is a reflection of an aspect of the user's soul. Therefore, you can see much about someone in Persona by looking at their persona, or their soul, and how it is transcribed into the world of the subconscious. This is the stated reasoning that Margaret puts you on your quest to make personas in her social link. While initially she claims it is to compete with Igor for something silly like his nose length, she admits later that it was to see and understand the different aspects of your soul, the limits of your soul per se. In this case, your soul was vast and complex, full of nuance, as is expected of the rare fool archetype. It is in you that she sees something of herself, and becomes excited for the first in a long time. She warns the player to remember one's soul is fragile. The purer it is, the stronger it gets, but it can be easily led astray. It can take so little as a handful of senseless words, a lie or a rumor to dissuade you. While this line is about being led astray by rumors, could be a reference to Persona 2, as the nature of the Velvet Room's attendant's true connection is still not clear on a metaphysical level, I think the more apparent thing is that Margaret is telling herself this too. As she states later, she first thought her sister Elizabeth was foolishly led to abandon her duty, like a coward, in search of a specific human. The Velvet Room and its tenants are merely aspects of the other realm, seeking to weed out and test humanity when crises arrive. Igor, of course, assists you, but he will not give you the answer, nor will he stop your failure. And it seems, in some context, he doesn't even inform the attendants on the proper course of action to take either. Through Margaret knowing you, through your handful of senseless words, checking on her, showing her parts of your soul that she requests and tests to see, who is the most powerful fightable being in the game, and thereby is the most pure of souls, is led away from her current way of thinking, challenging you to a fight even at the risk of your thread and destiny being severed. Of course, you get a choice in the manner, but it's choreographed that she would have found this behavior previously unreasonable to herself, showing that she has changed throughout the game and through her experience with you. Margaret is easily the most reserved of the Velvet Room attendants, at least in the Hashino-directed Persona titles, but maybe overall as well. She rarely speaks her mind or interferes, she has a calm demeanor, and doesn't give in to the same ignorant bubbliness of her prior attendants like Elizabeth and Theodore. She's far less emotive than Justine and Caroline, and really acts most like Lavenza, although even then she has a more aged worldly maturity to her. Due to her social link not bearing on her interacting with the outside world as well, it leaves less inference to make about her character and personality, making her maybe the most reserved and thoughtful of the attendants. But it shows also that she is instilled with a curiosity for the soul, and for the path that humanity will take along the road, shared by her siblings in their eventual challenge to fight you. Margaret is the Empress Arcana, and she represents this idea very clearly. Her letter is Dalot in Hebrew. There is an intelligence associated with Dalot that is called the enlightening intelligence, or illuminating. So it is said that the Empress is creative, as her mind is illuminated in a creative intelligence. This matches her interest in testing you to come up with creative personas with specific abilities, as well from a gameplay perspective. There are multiple tarot archetypes that represent femininity, and the Empress is the mature side of that representation, with the other tarot, the High Priestess, being more virginal in nature. This represents Margaret as well, despite being well-spoken, direct but non-rambly, and being the only woman in Persona 4 to, well, as Yosuke says,
"Dude, she is a real woman! Where the hell did you meet her?"
The Empress also represents the third sphere of life and is connected with the idea of birth. It makes sense that she is birthing your creativity and your potential by holding a space to foster that growth. This card is represented by wheat in front, the multiplication of resources, which of course her task of having you fuse and create countless more personas in your compendium is reflected pretty obviously. When you fight Margaret as well, think where it is. It is in the Heaven Dungeon, and specifically at night where they have added stars which were not previously there, and shooting stars. This is because the Empress is also connected to the woman mentioned in Revelation 12:1, which reads, "Then I witnessed in heaven an event of great significance. I saw a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon beneath her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head." Seriously! How they rebuilt this scene almost note for note is incredible to me. They even put in the effort when adding the stars to make it night, to make sure not to add any sort of planet or moon that could be seen higher than her. Even if this is a non-literal realm, the match is spot on, it being at the height of the Heaven Dungeon. So to praise this very specific accuracy, I want to say there's no other series I believe is written so meticulously, as to consistently form its stories so accurately to reflect the themes and mythology that it is about. Sorry to break the analysis for a moment, but I find that incredible. This is Margaret, the Empress, the Velvet Room Attendant, the sister, the woman, and I hope that you have a more full and deep understanding of her as a person after this video. I'm just sorry that I couldn't have more to say about her, but with the information we are given, I find it extremely interesting still. I think Margaret typically gets flack for being a flat character or not having much personality, but I think that while the opportunities to show the personality are certainly limited compared to the others, the depth of information you can draw out are still extremely well handled and do paint a very clear picture still. Please like and comment on this video to help others see it, as well as share it anywhere you know that Persona fans gather, and subscribe to see more videos in my ongoing, full Persona 4 Golden series. New videos are coming out regularly, so please turn on notifications and be ready for the next one.